It wasn't easy. It rarely ever is, but the LSU Tigers take the series over Missouri. They go for the sweep. Let's recap it. Locked on LSU. Let's go.
You are Locked On LSU, your daily podcast on the LSU Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Okay, let's get it. It is Locked On LSU, your team every day. I'm your host, Matt Moscona. Thanks so much for making us your first listen. We are free, available wherever you get podcasts, of course, on YouTube as well. So please subscribe. As always, one of the fastest ways to help us grow is by leaving your comments below. So thank you so much for that. LSU beats Missouri 7-6, but my goodness, it was a struggle for the good guys on Saturday out at the box. Tigers took an early lead. The LSU Tigers took an early lead on Josh Pearson's homer, but Missouri would just never go away in this ball game. Missouri would put up a run in the third, a 3-spot in the fourth on a 3-run homer. They'd add 2 in the seventh, just refusing to quit. And some wobbles by the LSU bullpen made this a little more nerve-wracking than it needed to be. But LSU moves to 2-0 in conference play. They'll go for the sweep on Sunday, and they will have Chase Shores on the bump, Zach Cowan, and plenty of arms available beyond them to get home in Game 3 should they need it. Okay, thank you for being here. If you are new, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. If you're not familiar how this works, I'm going to give you about 10 minutes of my take on the game. I'll grab a quick break, come back, and I'll get to all of your questions and comments. So please drop those in the chat right now. If you're with us live, if you're watching or listening on demand, thank you so much. But remember, we're live immediately after the game's end on the Locked On LSU YouTube channel. So thanks for being there. Okay. Anthony Einsen gets the start for LSU, and unfortunately, he couldn't make it out of the fourth today. Just 3 2/3, 4 runs on 7 hits, struck out 5, walked just 1, but he didn't miss enough bats, and that got him in trouble. It wasn't the walks. He didn't hit anybody. He walked just 1, but he didn't miss many bats, and that became a problem for Einsen. And when he gave up the 3-run homer, Jay Johnson went to the bullpen and got Connor Ware. I want to get to that in just a second. But top of the first inning, man, tough day for Blue. In the top of the first, the umpires had not one but 2 calls overturned, 1 by each team. Runner safe at first, over that they ruled out was overturned. And then when Josh Pearson made a beautiful relay, Stephen Milam applied the tag at second. As the base runner tried to extend a single to a double, was out. They ruled him safe at the base, overturned on review. Come on, Blue, clean it up. It was one of those days where behind the plate, the umpire had a very conservative zone. And, I am someone who very firmly believes in robo-umps. Like, set that standard. Let it be what it is. It's not about some overweight jackleg behind the plate getting his feelings hurt. But if you're going to have the ambiguity in a zone game to game, you have to adjust to it. And in this game, the home plate umpire was very conservative with his zone. He was not expanding that zone much at all, and he called it both ways, and I'll respect him for that. But it was tough. Bottom one, how about Derek Curiel, y'all? Like, I don't want to sound like a broken record here, and forgive me as I pull up the box score quickly, but dude's just amazing, man. He just continues to find ways to affect the game. Curiel led off the game with a full count walk, but it was they went ball, strike, ball, foul, ball. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 pitches in that opening AB to draw a walk to open the game. Now, Jared Jones flied out on the infield. Daniel Dickinson lines out the third. He just absolutely missiled a ball at third base. And then here comes Josh Pearson doing what Josh Pearson does, homer to right. Jake Brown started at DH. Pearson and Wright. Pearson made a really nice diving catch as well. I'll continue to say I need Jake Brown in the lineup every day. It doesn't matter if it's DH, if it's in right field. Brown's your best right fielder, but there's just no reason not to have Jake Brown in the lineup every day. But Pearson, the big blast, and a really nice play in the outfield as well. Y'all, Ianson comes back in the second and gets them boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. You're back in the dugout. You come back in the bottom of the second. How about it? Jake Brown with the triple and then the suicide squeeze by Michael Braswell. You're up 3-0. I know some of y'all are going to say, Scone, how about those bunts? I have been consistent my whole life. You want a bunt to score a run? Great. You want a bunt to get on base? Great. I will never, ever endorse bunting, giving up an out to advance a runner. You want a bunt to get on base? You want a bunt to score a run? 100% of the time, I'm good with it. Suicide squeeze, perfectly executed by Michael Braswell. Tigers up 3-0. But then this is where you thought, all right, Tigers are looking good, but Missouri wouldn't go away. Bases loaded, sac fly in the third. Top of the fourth is when they hit the 3-run homer. 4-3, Mizzou takes the lead. Ianson's out of the game. And y'all, I thought this was a pretty pivotal moment because in this moment in the fourth, Jay goes and gets Connor Ware. Now, Connor Ware, if you're an everydayer, thank you, shout out for that. You know this. In fall and preseason, if you talk to coaches, people around the program, Connor Ware they would tell you, was their best pitcher in the fall and preseason. Not best newcomer, not best lefty, not best pitcher in fall and preseason. And it was thought he would probably be the guy ready to earn a weekend spot if anything that they planned to start the season went awry. Well, his last 2 outings, Ware's not been good. So this was a massive spot for Connor Ware, y'all. To take the ball when LSU's now down 4-3 and you got to hold the rope and to go out and do it, he got to fly out to end the fourth. He goes back out there in the bottom of the fifth. In the top of the fifth and gets 2 strikeouts with a runner on base to get out of it. Looked awesome. They went fly out, hit by pitch, but then he went strikeout to end the inning. The hit by pitch was when he hit the guy in the helmet, if you remember the play. But Connor Ware was really good, and that has to be a massive confidence boost for Connor Ware to get it there. And then you go in the fifth, and this is where it felt like LSU had put the game away. You know, in the fourth is when LSU put up the 3 spot. Massive moment for Jared Jones. Bases loaded. He gets the 2 RBI single. By the way, I want to compliment Jared Jones in that moment. And it's why Jared Jones has continued. I'm going to come back to Ware in a second, but I want to make sure I go chronologically. So Missouri takes the 4-3 lead on the homer. You come back, another squeeze play by Braswell. You tie the game at 4. Jones comes up with the bases loaded. And the first pitch, he looked like he was trying to hit the ball to the moon. Like, put it on Elon's rocket and send it to Mars. That's what that first swing looked like. But then he calmed himself and he was patient. And this is the thing that is so impressive about Jared Jones. The strikeout numbers have plummeted. He is a patient hitter. And in that moment, he did what any good hitter would do. There was an outside pitch, belt high, and he just shot it the other way. It's the team concept of baseball. Keep the merry-go-round going. You got the bases loaded and 2 outs. You're in a tie ball game. You got to get that run home from third. You'd love to be the hero and hit a grand slam, but what you really need is to get the lead. And what did Jared Jones do? He stayed back. He punched the ball to right center. 2-run score. LSU's up 6-4 in that moment, and that ended up being an integral part of the game. So then Ware comes back out for the 5th, like we talked about, in the top of the 5th. Got the 2 strikeouts with the runner on. Braswell comes up again. Beautiful long AB, gets a 2-out RBI to put you up 7-4. How about Michael Braswell? He did strike out in his last at bat, but goes suicide squeeze. Another squeeze where he got on base with a bunt single, but 2 runs scored there, and then a 2-out RBI, 3 RBI in the day for Braswell. A great day, very productive from the plate. That's what we've been waiting to see from him, as we've talked about. Yes, undeniably higher ceiling for Tanner Reeves, but for Michael Braswell, this is a guy that was your leading hitter in SEC play a year ago, hit .310 in SEC play a year ago. Very good at third base. Just needed to see him be consistent. It was great tonight. Tigers go to William Schmidt in the 6th and starts the first hitter 0-2. Looks awesome and walks him. But then gets the 6-4-3 double play and a strikeout. Gets you through the 6th inning, no problem. And then you had a problem. Home run, walk, hit by pitch, bases loaded, Schmidt's out of the game. Primo comes in, gets a double play, run scores. Then Kason Evans comes in, gets the ground out to end the inning, but now all of a sudden you're in a 7-6 ball game, and you are 6 outs away. It's 7-6. You need 6 outs. So what do you do? The offense went in the deep freeze, 3 up, 3 down in the 7th. Didn't get much from there. But how about Kason Evans? You know, for all of the issues people have talked about with this LSU team and the pitching staff and some of the walks, and listen, walks were a problem tonight. There's no denying that. LSU pitching walked 7 hitters and hit 2. You gave Missouri 9 bases tonight. This is the team, by the way, out-hit you in this ball game. Missouri out-hit LSU 10-8, and you gave them 9 base runners, 7 walks, you hit 2 batters. This is a Missouri team that's the worst pitching staff in the SEC, worst fielding percentage in the SEC. The one thing they do well is they can hit the baseball, and you kept giving them opportunities. So there's 2 ways to look at this. It's the positive that you gave them opportunities and you still won. The flip side of it also is you got to clean that up. And Jay Johnson's going to have to figure out who he can trust. So, you know, up until this point, my contention has been, I know while everyone's been concerned about the walks and everything, my contention has been, yeah, but it's not been guys you're going to count on. Those have come from guys who are freshmen, newcomers, dudes that are going to be your up 10, down 10 guys, midweek guys. The guys you count on have been really good. Well, in this ball game, the guys you're going to count on weren't really good in that respect. 7 walks, 2 hit by pitch. But Kason Evans goes back out in the 8th. He gets 2 strikeouts to end the inning, goes back out in the 9th, does allow the single, so the tying runs on base, but comes back and gets strikeout, weak tap out to the mound to end the game. And Kason Evans was awesome. I know a lot of people have wondered. Someone asked me, hey, is Zach Cowan your closer? And I said, absolutely not. After yesterday's game, after Friday's game, I said, Kason Evans right now is your closer. Might be Gavin Guidry when he comes back. But the bottom line is, if you have to get an out, you have to get an out. Like, national championship on the line, you got to get an out. Who do you give the ball to get you that out? In this moment, right now, today, it's Kason Evans. Aside from your starters, anyone out of the bullpen, I'm giving the ball to Kason Evans saying, go get me an out. Gave you 2 1/3, threw 44 pitches. He ended up facing 11 hitters, struck out 4. He did walk 2, which was a little concerning, allowed 2 hits, but they were weak hits. It did not allow a run. Awesome. When you had to close the door, you had a 1-run lead, you had to slam the door. Kason Evans came in and got you 7 outs and ended the ballgame. The game was over when Kason Evans ended it. He allowed a runner each inning, but it was over. And that's fantastic to see because you know you can trust him in that spot. Schmidt was awesome in the first inning out there in the 6th when he walked the first. He lost the first hitter, walked him. We got 6-4-3 double play strikeout, but coming back out for that next inning was when he had issues. Maybe you're just learning. Maybe Schmidt is going to be a spot guy, a 3-out guy, hey, look, righty, someone who struggles with a bender. That's where Schmidt goes in, situational righty out of the bullpen. Maybe that's where he is right now. Maybe that evolves, but it's just all about learning your team and your guys right now. Okay. My takeaways, LSU wins at 7-6. They win the series. They go for the sweep on Sunday. You've got Chase Shores available. Casey Evans will most certainly not be available. Zach Cowan will definitely be available for you. And everybody else out of the bullpen is good. So you have no limit on arms in game 3, except for the guys who started the first 2 games and Casey Evans. He'll be done. But you got everybody else available to you to try to go win game 3. So see if the Tigers can do it. Okay, y'all, let me knock out this very quick break. Be patient with me. 397 of you watching live, which is awesome. Thank you for being there on the Saturday night. Let me knock out this quick break. I'll come back, and it's just your questions and comments when we return. Locked on LSU, your team every day. We're all about the stats because numbers don't lie. And when it comes to the all-new Nissan Armada PRO-4X, the numbers are on an MVP level. With the ability to tow up to 8,500 pounds, it can quite literally carry the whole team, plus the gear, wherever you need to go. It's powered by a twin-turbo V6 engine, delivering the strength and performance to handle highways, back roads, and everything in between. And with room for up to 8 people, the Armada PRO-4X is built for big crews, big adventures, and even bigger memories. Whether you're exploring off-road trails or rolling up to the arena, the Armada PRO-4X brings power, versatility, and style wherever you go. Take your adventures to new heights in the all-new Nissan Armada PRO-4X. Learn more at nissanusa.com. Today's show is also brought to you by Monarch Money. Do you ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, even spending in one place. So you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. Their all-in-one convenience is certainly a highlight. Instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track your spending, even plan long-term goals. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDON at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONCollegeFootball for half off your first year. Okay, Tigers win at 7-6. They win the series over Mizzou. Let's get to you. Thanks so much for being there with us on this Saturday night. Again, if you're watching live on YouTube, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video or go live. If you're listening or watching on demand, awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate you greatly for being there. Who Dat Tigers, Josh Phillips, we appreciate y'all for being there. Farmer, Rhett O'Keefe, Evans was clutch. Great teams find a way to win. LSU did that tonight. They found a way to win this game. And after being down 4-3, it was fantastic to see them come back, win it, and hold on with the bullpen. But would have loved to have seen this one be a little less dramatic. And it could have been if your bullpen was better. But they weren't, and they got to get better. NIL Young Boy said we need the hammer back ASAP. I'm guessing you mean Gavin Guidry. Gavin Guidry dealing with a back injury. And yes, I agree. That would be another key arm out of the bullpen that you're counting on. I'd also say don't overlook the fact that Casey Evans tonight was awesome. Casey Evans gave you 2 1/3 innings in relief. He struck out 4. He did walk 2 and gave up 2 hits. So it wasn't clean, but he got through it without allowing a run. Thomas, we appreciate you. David, what's going on? Scott, good evening, Matt. Love what Evans did in the end. Definitely going to be some growing pains like what I see. Scone asked all the Braswell haters to stand up. So my point on Braswell all along has been this, and I don't know if there's haters. I think it's very natural for fans to say, where's the upside? And I think the upside with Tanner Reeves is higher Reeves has a higher ceiling than Braswell. But my point about Braswell has been all along, Reeves is still an unknown. While he's hit over 300 in pre-conference, you don't know how he will look in conference play, and he has had issues defensively. Braswell, there's no question about him defensively, and we know he can hit SEC pitching. A year ago, Braswell hit 310 in SEC games. He led your team in SEC games with a 310 batting average. He had 387 in the postseason. So I know Braswell can do it. We've seen him do it. Like, it's not a question. It's just, how do you bring Reeves along, getting him the experience to try to capitalize on his upside and still keeping Braswell, who's better today, engaged? I think that's something that they've got to keep an eye on as they move through. But I think both will have a role. Thanks for being here with us, Trey. Big Mill said we suck. LSU most certainly does not suck. This is a very good team. This is a very talented team that can hit 1 through 9. That is incredible defensively. Milam, another beautiful play at short, picking one deep in the hole, making a long throw across the diamond. And my goodness, Luis Hernandez has gotten much better behind the plate as well. This is an LSU baseball team capable of winning a national championship. They are. They are good enough to win a natty. I'm not saying they're going to do it. Great teams get to Omaha and fall short. Great teams fall short of Omaha. It's postseason baseball. This team has every piece you need to win it all. But the reality is, and I say this always, and LSU fans don't like it when I say it, but LSU fans approach baseball with a football fan's mentality. You're not going to win every game. The greatest team ever, the 27 Yankees, lost games. You're going to lose games. The greatest teams are going to lose games. It's not like when football loses to Troy, it's a massive upset. In baseball, LSU can lose to Southern. It happens. It's more about making sure you continue to improve, you learn about yourself, and you're playing your best when you get to June. 337 Jen, ugly wins still count as a win. Jen's a great point. All 30 games in the league count exactly the same. So when I say it all the time, I don't care what your midweek record is. If you get to 20-10 in SEC play, you're a national seed, period. You could lose every midweek game. You go 20-10 in conference, you're a national seed, regardless of how that 20-10 looks. Well, you're 2-0. Great start for LSU. What was the strike zone all over the place? See, I don't think the strike zone was all over the place. I just think he had a tight strike zone. It made it very difficult on the pitchers. Hey, Rhett. Love seeing Jones hitting the gap with the bases loaded. I think it's been the most impressive part of Jared Jones this season is that he is not just relying on the deep ball. He has cut down the strikeouts immensely, and his ability to hit to all fields was incredible. Y'all, the first inning, Jones hit a ball off his fist to right field, went the other way, that almost carried out of the park. It was incredible. But again, understanding the ballpark, the day, what to do with the pitch that they're throwing to you. So far in 19 games, Jared Jones is hitting .437. He's got a .538 on-base percentage. He's slugging .845. He struck out 11 times with 15 walks. I will take that ratio from Jared Jones every single day. Get on base 60% of the times you're in the box. Yes, I'm good with it. Hey, Scott. Good evening, Nail Biter. Love what I saw from Evans. Connor, hat tip to your scout buddy. This team's nowhere near Tennessee right now. You're always going to be more critical of your team. Tennessee was in a tight one yesterday against Florida, won it. They were in a tight one today against Florida, had a big, I think, 7th inning, maybe, like a 7-run 7th. I'm not looking at the box score in front of me. Had a big 7th or 8th inning that blew it open. But Tennessee's great. But LSU's got plenty enough to beat them. That series at the box will be great. All right, y'all, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified when we post a new video or go live. Brennan, disappointed the pitching staff's lack of fastball command. I'm trying to see. Forgive me here. LSU threw, here you go, 173 pitches. 95 of them were strikes. So 95 out of 173. So 55% of your pitches were strikes. You'd love to see that number higher. It just didn't. Look, they walked 7 guys tonight. You walk 7, you hit 2. It's a problem. I mean, your starter didn't get you through 4. That's a big. Someone asked me what I wanted to see out of this weekend. I want to see my starters get me through 6 innings, all 3 of them. That's how you preserve your bullpen. See a game like this where your starter doesn't get through 4, and then you have to use Ware, Schmidt, Primo, Evans. Primo now back-to-back days. Ware through 21 pitches, Schmidt through 26, Primo through 14. But that's back-to-back days, so unlikely you see him 3 consecutive days. And then Evans through 25 pitches. Evans is likely not going to come back tomorrow, so you'll be a little thinner. You could bring Benj back tomorrow. You could certainly use that Cowan tomorrow. You could bring Schmidt back tomorrow. And then all the parade of young guys that you have, Maverick Rizzi and Cooper Williams and Grant Fontenot, Jacob Myers, all those guys will be available. You got no shortage of numbers tomorrow, but guys that you count on to go through strikes, that's a little iffy right now. Hey, Adam, thanks for being there. Monty, starting to doubt this bullpen. Monty, you can look at it a couple of ways, man. These aren't big leaguers. A guy like Kason Evans is a true freshman, and he gave you 2 1/3 of shutout baseball. I'll give that dude the ball every day of the week and say, go get me outs and don't allow a run. Pretty good. It's all about learning roles. Let's see. At what time we realize Pearson is a legit MLB prospect? He's not. He's not. That's okay. He's a great college baseball player, but he's not an MLB prospect. When scouts look at the MLB, they look at 5 tools. They look at glove, speed, arm, average power. Pearson doesn't have great speed, doesn't have a great glove, doesn't have a great arm, and his career hasn't hit for great average or great power. He's just been a really clutch college baseball player. Like, he's not elite in any of the 5 tools, but he's good in all of them, which makes him a very good college baseball player at this level. But he's not a big league talent. Derek Curiel's a big league talent. He steps on campus as an 18-year-old with an elite glove, an elite arm. It can already hit for average, elite speed. And the power tool is always the last thing to come. He's already got 4 of the 5. And by the time he leaves here, he'll hit for power too. I mean, don't get it twisted. Pearson is a great college baseball player. He's fun to watch, and he has a giant role on the best program in America. But he's not a big leaguer. Go Tigers 62. Bullpen needs to get it going before going to Austin next weekend. Tennessee will beat us by 200. I love that. Pitching all over the place. Got it. Good to see that LSU baseball fans are back. Love to see that. You all who just melt over everything have no concept of baseball, and it's hard to win in baseball, and this isn't football. Caleb, Primo ruined Schmidt's stat line. Walks, hit by pitch. Evans battled. I think Jay protected Einson. When Einson gave up the homer, I was okay pulling him. You gave up the lead and you couldn't dig yourself a deeper hole. You had to go get him. And he did. Darla, Chance, good to see y'all here. Thomas, going for the sweep tomorrow. Someone's positive. Thank you, Thomas. We appreciate it. Caleb, go Tigers. A couple of weeks ago, I said I wasn't impressed with the bullpen. I'm sticking with that. Again, go Tigers. If you're saying today you're not impressed with the bullpen, then you're ignoring the positives of Kason Evans, who is someone you're going to count on going and getting you 2 1/3. You're ignoring a day ago Zach Cowan out of the bullpen, taking the ball and slamming the door shut. You're ignoring the positive and focusing on the negative. Too many people who, I'm trying to be very cautious here because I don't want to come across as sounding abrasive, condescending. But the reality is, and I say this, I've said this for years about LSU baseball fans. LSU baseball fans are great fans of the Tigers. they're not great baseball fans. Like, they'll watch LSU because they win. You're not watching Vanderbilt against South Carolina on a Thursday night because it's on. You'll watch that in football. You're not going to watch that in baseball. And the reality is, this is still college baseball. The overwhelming majority of these players are never going to touch Major League Baseball. So you're not going to have automatic strike throwers. You're going to see walks. You're going to see hit by pitch. You're going to see guys wobble. You're looking for consistency and stability and what you can count on. So how are you developing what you can count on? Well, Zach Cowan was really good on Friday. Case and Evans in this game allowed a couple of hits, walked a couple, but still gave you 2 1/3 without allowing a run. You can count on him. You're learning what you can count on. William Schmidt in the 6th was great. Went back out there in the 7th, was not great. And they pulled him out. Maybe Schmidt is going to be a guy that's a spot reliever. So much of that is just learning your team so far throughout this year. Hey, Tyler, who's been your biggest or favorite surprise so far? Case and Evans. He's been awesome. Offensively, Curiel. I mean, you could have convinced me when he showed up that Curiel would be an everyday player, maybe hitting in the bottom third of the lineup, in there mostly for his glove and his speed. The fact that he's hitting at the top of the lineup and has got an on-base percentage of 600, I mean, it's silly what he's doing right now. I mean, he's making a mockery of the Southeastern Conference of college baseball. A freshman walking in, having absolutely no issues whatsoever transitioning. Curiel's on-base percentage 591. He's slugging 662. He's hitting 446. I mean, I could have been convinced he'd be good. This is otherworldly for a guy, in the first 5 weeks of his college career. Trivia Carter, DJ oh, come on, man. Let's keep that clean, please. Seth Evans saved the bullpen tonight. He was great. Thomas pitching made this much more dramatic game than it should have been. I want to be very clear about something real quick. I'm not telling you the pitching was awesome. So don't take this and leave and say Scone's got his head in the sand, ostrich effect. I can acknowledge Ianson going 3 2/3 is a problem. You need more length out of Ianson. Ware came in and was good. Schmidt was really good in the 6th, got you the double play and the strikeout. And then in the 7th, homer, walk, hit by pitch. That's a problem. Like, maybe what you learned is Schmidt's only going to be good for an out or an inning. You went to Evans at that point. I'm sorry, you went to Primo, who Primo got you the double play ball that you needed. I mean, it was awesome to preserve the 7-6 lead. Then you went to Evans and he got you home. So Primo is a lefty situational guy. Really good moment. Got you the double play ball you needed. Evans got you home without allowing a run. We can focus on the fact that Schmidt gave up the homer and then went walk, hit by pitch, which is a problem. No doubt, that's a problem. But let's not ignore the good as well, because there was good tonight out of the bullpen as well. Ware was good after a couple of shaky outings the last 2 times out. Schmidt in the 6th was good. Evans got you home. Wasn't flawless. But there was good there. All right, please smash that like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you for being there. If you're listening on YouTube, or if you're listening on podcast, please subscribe on your favorite podcast app. YouTube on demand, thanks for being there as well. Spurge, what's up? Nice to have Stanfield as our leadoff, batting 9th. Stanfield continues to perform in this ball game. He was 2 for 4 in the game with a double. He did strike out once, but my goodness, it's the ability that's what Braswell's emergence has allowed, right? Braswell's emergence has allowed you to put Stanfield 9, to have another table setter at the bottom of the lineup before Curiel comes up, and then you get to Jones, Dickinson, your run producer. So a lot of really good stuff in this ball game. Okay, y'all, we're just about to get out of here. A-Rod said Ware could be good if he works on his control. I'll tell y'all again, this isn't my opinion because I don't ever get to see the team in the fall. This is from people within the program. Ware was the best pitcher in the fall in preseason. comes into his own, he could be a major factor on this team, and I think will be eventually. What about Casey Evans? Talked about him plenty. He's been awesome. Bayou Bros, pitching better tighten up. Sean, big fan. I was at the game sitting behind home plate. Echoed the ump's inconsistency. I don't think the ump was inconsistent, Sean, and I'll tell you quite honestly, if you're sitting behind home plate, you didn't have the best view. Like, we have the best view at home, watching it on TV with replays from multiple angles and slow-mo. Real time behind home plate, you don't have the best view. The umpire was not inconsistent. He was consistent. He just had a very tight zone, and the fans in attendance didn't like the tight zone. I don't blame you for not liking it, but he was consistent throughout the game with a tight zone. Josh is our best fielder. Jake Brown is not the truth. That is just a fundamental fallacy. Jake Brown is a 5-tool player today. That is your best right fielder. He's your best option. That's not even close. Josh Pearson's a very good college baseball player, and I think has a role on this team. But Jake Brown is a big league center fielder playing right, because you've got Stanfield in center, and you've also got Curiel, who's a big leaguer in center and left. Jake Brown is your best defensive right fielder. That's not even a question. Your best defensive outfield, this is not debatable. And this is not up for argument. I'm not listening to you or anybody else. Your best defensive outfield, not even debatable, is Curiel, Stanfield, Brown. That's not even a question. That is your best defensive outfield. I would argue that's your best defensive outfield since you had Fraley, Stevenson, Laird. And two of those guys became big leaguers. And Laird was an elite glove, elite speed, just didn't have a great arm hit or ability to hit for power. So he never really made a professional career. But no, Jake Brown, defensively, this isn't even a debate. Pearson is shorter, does not have elite speed, does not have an elite glove. But a lot of times you want to get veteran guys opportunities to play in the field for scouts. Paul Maneri did that with Blake Dean. When Blake Dean came back for his senior year, instead of DHing, they put him in the field. They played him at first and played him at right. To show scouts he could play a position in the field. I think that's kind of what's going on there with Pearson, but it's not even, Timothy, if you're trying to argue against Jake Brown right now, then you're really lacking any type of authentic credibility. Brown is a 5-tool guy that is a future big leaguer, and he's awesome right now. So anyway, Brown is hitting .417 on the season, on base .446. He's only struck out twice. He's walked 5 times. Come on, man. Like that's a tough. That's a tough take there, man. Okay, let's wrap this thing up. Do me a favor. If you're watching with us live, shout out. I love you all. It's Saturday night, almost 10 o'clock. We had over 300 people watching this thing live, and I love you for it. And we're going to be here on Sunday again when Game 3 goes final, and hopefully the Tigers sweep. We'll see Chase Shores on the bump for the Tigers. And again, Missouri is going to go with another lefty. So maybe you'll likely see Braswell at third, right-handed bat. You'll likely see Ethan Fry at DH, another right-handed bat. Be interesting to see maybe Brown goes to right, Pearson goes to the bench in this one. We'll see what Jay elects to do. But Missouri throwing another lefty. Chase Shores for the Tigers. You will have Zach Cowan available. Absolutely. You could bring Schmidt back if you need him. You'll have Connor Benj available for you if you need him there. No shortage of options for LSU out of the bullpen behind Chase Shores. But, man, you would love to get Chase Shores to go get you through 5 and have this LSU offense get you a big lead as well. Okay, that'll do it for us here. Do me a favor. If you're on demand, podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app, YouTube, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. By the way, Gray said the bunts flipped Matt out tonight. No, not at all, Gray. Because anybody who has actually listened to me forever has known I've been ultimately consistent on this forever. I will 100% of the time be okay bunting for a hit or to score a run. You want to run a suicide squeeze or a safety squeeze, score a run? I'm good with it 100% of the time. Also, I am 100% of the time against bunting to advance a runner. You want to sacrifice an out to advance a runner. Statistically, that lowers your probability of scoring runs. So don't ever get that wrong. You can say whatever you want about me. But the one thing that pisses me off in life, in this profession, is when people say, you said, and you get wrong what I say. Because in the digital era, everything's recorded, and I've been consistent with that forever. Bunt for a hit, bunt for a run, I'm going to go with it 100% of the time. Giving up and out to advance a runner, I will never be okay with that. So be consistent with it. Braswell bunting twice to score runs, awesome. Love to see it. All right, I'll love to see you tomorrow here on Locked on LSU. Y'all smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video or go live. We'll be live after Game 3 here on Sunday. So make sure you let a friend know we're live here on Locked on LSU, your team every day.